afternoon. Myself Akanksha Shukla and I am Assistant Professor in IT Department from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. Today I am going to tell about the topics related to web technology. The topic is web designing. Basically, in today's time we use the HTML, which is hypertext markup language for web page designing. Basically, it is the standard markup language which is used to create the web pages, and also it describes the structures of a web page with the use of various series of elements which tells the browsers to how to display the content. And basically these contents must be in types of paragraphs, in types of links and many more. Now, in terms of HTML, what is the HTML? Basically, it is a kind of language which makes the most web pages, and also it is used to make the online applications. The hypertext is nothing, it is just like a text which is used to reference the other pieces of text, and a markup language, we can say that it is a kind of series of markings which tells the web servers that how to style and how to structure your web page documents. Now, HTML is not only considered as a programming language, as it is also can use to create the dynamic functionalities. Now, the HTML, with the help of HTML, the web users can also create or structure the sections, paragraphs and links using the various elements and various tags or attributes which are described in the HTML language. Here, I am going to tell you about the most common uses for the HTML. First one is web development. Basically, the developers use the HTML code to design the web pages. Designing includes the how the browser displays the web pages elements, just like the text, hyperlinks and the media files. Next use of HTML is internet navigation, in which users can easily navigate and insert the link between the related pages and the website. Basically, it is heavily used to embed the hyperlinks also. The third use of HTML is web documentation, which makes it possible to organize and format the documents, similarly just like the MS Word. Next one is how does HTML work? The working of HTML. The average website, which includes the various or several different HTML pages, just like for example we can say that a home page, about page and a contact page, these all have separate HTML files. HTML documents are also the files which ends with the, when we create a HTML file, then it must be saved with the extension of .html or .htm. So the web browser reads the HTML file and renders its contents so that the internet users can also view it in the different formats. All the HTML pages have a series of HTML elements which are already included in it and which consist of the set of tags and attributes. Basically, these elements are the building blocks of web pages, and the tags tells the browsers when an element begins and when an element ends. Now, the attribute which are used with the elements of the HTML, that basically describes the characteristics of that element. All the HTML documents starts with the document type declaration, which is Doctype HTML. The three main parts of an elements are, first one is opening tag. Basically, this tag is used to state where an element starts to take effect, and this tag is wrapped with the open and closing angle brackets. For example, if we are using the star tag, then here the angular bracket are used, and inside the angular brackets we are using P, which is used to create the paragraph. Next one is content. This is the output that the other users can see. Third one is closing tag. The same as the opening tag, but here the forward slash, we use the forward slash before the element name. Just like for example, angular bracket opens and after that we put a forward slash. So this indicates that this particular tag is used to close the particular tag. Now, here is the example in which angular bracket, inside the angular bracket we are using or we are writing the P, which indicates that it is the opening tag for paragraph, and inside this we are writing just like a one line, which is just like this is how you add a paragraph in HTML. This is a text. Sorry. After that with the forward slash we are putting P. So this indicates the closing tag here. Another critical part of an HTML element is its attribute, which has its two sections. First one is name and second one is attribute value. Basically, the name identifies the additional informations which a user wants to add, and this attribute value gives the further specifications. For example, if you are using a style element which are used to add the color purple, and the font family Vardhana will look like this. Like here in the example, we are using P, paragraph P, and element paragraph P, and after that we are using the attribute which is style. So inside this is style, we are using the color purple, and inside the font family you are using Vardhana. So this is how you add a paragraph in the HTML. It is a kind of text which we are writing inside the paragraph. Next one is the hyperreference attribute. Third one is the src attribute, which is known as source attribute. Second one is width and height attribute. Next one is alt, and the last one is the lang attribute. Here is the example in which we are using first line is Doctype HTML, which is the indication and that we are writing a HTML document, and the second one is HTML with attribute name is lang. Inside the lang we are using that English language of US. So EN-US indicates the language which we are using here. Next tag is body tag. Inside the body tag we can write the content of the web page or the elements which we are going to display in the web browser. After that we close the body tag, and the last one is we are closing the HTML tag also. Next one is title attribute. So in the title attribute, the HTML class is the most important for developing and the programming. So the class attributes basically adds the style information which can work on the different elements with the same class value. For example, if we will use the same style for a heading H1 and for a paragraph P, then this style includes a background color, text color, border, margin and padding under the class which is named as .important. So to achieve the same style between H1 and P, add the class is equal to important after each start tag. So by using this concept, we are going to add on the style which we declared earlier, that the background color should be this and the text color should be this and the border, margin and the padding should be this. So if we apply the same thing over the whole class which is known as the important, then the same style will be applied to the heading H1 also and to the paragraph also. After that we close the style, then we close the head tag, and inside the body tag we are going to write the heading 1, which is this is a heading, and inside the paragraph tag we are writing this is a paragraph. After correspondingly we also close the H1 and paragraph tag. After that body tag will be closed, and then finally the HTML tag will be closed. Now what are the HTML tags and what are the basic HTML elements? Basically a block level element which takes up the entire width of a page. It always starts with a new line in the document. For example, a heading element will be in a separate line from the paragraph element, and each and every HTML page will use the 3 tags, basically HTML, head and body. HTML tag, what is HTML tag? It is a root element which defines the whole HTML document, and the head tag holds the meta information which is known as or which you can say just like page titles and the character set. The body tag includes all the content which we are going to appear on the web page. Just like in the given example, first of all we are going to use the HTML tag. We are going to open the HTML tag, then head tag. Inside the head tag we are going to write the meta information which is indicating about the content which we are going to display in that particular example, and after that we are going to close the head tag. Next one is body tag, in which we are going to write the content of the original content of the page which we are going to display in the web browser. After that body tag will be closed, and finally the HTML tag will be closed. Other block level tags includes the heading tags, paragraph tags and the list tags. Basically the heading tags ranges from H1 to H6. The H1 is the largest size and which is going to get smaller as they move up to H6. The paragraph tags, which indicates by the P tag, which I had already discussed and also shown the examples of these tags. Now last one is list tags. Basically these have different variations, just like ordered list which starts with the OL tag, unordered list which starts with the UL tag, and also a definition list is also here which is used to open with the DL tag, and these all includes the individual list items which are used to indicate the list items or the basic elements of that list using the li tag. Now, what are the inline elements? Basically, an inline elements, it formats the inner content of the block level elements, just like adding links and emphasize strings. Also, they are most commonly used to format the text without breaking the flow of the content. For example, a strong tag will render an element in bold, whereas the em tag would show it in italics, and hyperlinks are also the inline elements which we use to indicate, or which we are going to use with the help of anchor tag. And an href attribute indicates the link destination, just like using the anchor tag with the help of with opening the angular bracket a. After that, we are going to write the href attribute, which is hyper reference, and after that we close the anchor tag. Next one is HTML list. Basically, what do you mean by list? A list is a record, or it is a container of the information or the records of the related informations which is used to display the data of any information inside the web pages. It can be in the form of ordered form, or it can be in an unordered form. For example, if we are going to purchase the items, then we need to prepare a list that can be either in ordered form or maybe in the form of unordered list. But it helps us to organize the data and also easy to find the items which we are going to purchase there. So, the HTML list allows the web developers to group or to combine the set of related items in the list. Now, the types of list. First one is unordered list. Basically, the unordered list starts with the UL tag, and each list items which we are going to include in the UL tag will emphasize with the li tag. Now, the list items are marked with the bullets, that is small black circles by default. Means, if you are using an unordered list, then by default, the list will be appeared by the small black circles. The syntax is within the angular bracket, UL, we write the UL, after that list of items, and after that we close the UL tag. The attributes of this list are, this tag contains basically the two attributes which are listed below. First one is compact and the second one is type. The first attribute will render the list smaller, and the second one is it specifies which kind of marker we are going to use in the list. Okay. Basically, unordered list have various type of markers. Here in this example, first one is Doctype. First of all, we are going to declare that this HTML, this is a kind of HTML document, and after that we open the HTML tag, then body tag. Inside the body tag, we are using the H1 tag, means heading 1, Greeks for Greeks, and then the H2 tag. In this, we are going to put the heading, that just like unordered list with the circle bullets. And after that, we are going to put the paragraph tag, in which we are writing the course list. Now, the next one is the main tag which we use in the unordered list, UL, and style is list style type. Means we are using the attribute style type. Now, here if you put a circle style, then the list items will be resemble, when we run the program, then all the list items will be indicated in the form of circle. But if you put a style type square, then all the list items will be in the form of, will be indicated or marked by the square, and if you put none, then by default it will indicated with the type of circle. Okay, so here the list items, for emphasizing the list items, we are going to, or we are using li tag, and the list items are sudo gfg gate placement. So these are the list items which we place, and correspondingly the li tag will be closed. After passing the data, we will correspondingly close the li tags. Next, we will close the UL tag, and then body tag, then HTML tag. Next one is ordered list. An ordered list starts with the OL tag. Each list items starts with the li tag, just like in unordered list. The list items are marked with the numbers by default. Here, the list items are marked with the numbers by default. In the unordered list, the list items are marked by the circle, but here the list items are marked with the numbers by default. The attributes of the ordered list are the compact, reverse, start, and type. Similarly, compact defines the list that should be compacted, and if we use the attribute reversed, then it will defines the order of the list in the descending order. Start, it defines that from which number or from which alphabet you are going to start the order of the list. Last one is type, which defines that the type of the order you want in your list. Just like numeric, you want numeric order, or you want alphabetic, or you want Roman numbers. Sorry. In the given example, here if you write inside the OL tag reversed, then when you run this program, then inside this list inside OL list, which is in the first paragraph, so all the elements means JS, CSS, HTML will all be seen in the web page. When we run this HTML document, then these all the elements will be seen in the web browser in the reverse order. Means first of all you see JS, then CSS, then HTML. Okay, so you see these list items in the reversed order. Next one, if you put the attribute start is equal to 5, then the list items will be started from 5, 6, 7, not from 1. And if you write type is equal to in Roman number 1, then it will started, the list items will be appeared in the form of Roman number 1, 2 and 3. The last one is description list. Basically, this kind of list is a list of terms which describes the each term also. Here the DL tag defines the description list, and the DT tag defines the term name, and the DD tag describes the each term. So here we are going to put first of all we are going to use the DL tag, which is a definition list. After that we use DT, means definition term. Inside this we are going to write whatever you want to define. So here coffee, definition term is coffee, and after that DD, means DD describes the each term. So data definition describes that coffee, that the quantity of the coffee, which is 500 gram. After that we close the definition list. So basically definition list is a list of terms which describes each term. Thank you.